Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of June 10th through June 14th. We're in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. We'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also identify dividend payers and talk about several option strategies, both as additional ways to generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to set up. So let's get started. So here's our Google document with part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of June 10th through June 14th. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. You can find a direct link to this Google document in the description box below. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, the tools and resources we use to identify and trade our top swing trading stocks to watch. If you haven't already seen part 1 of this week's weekly trading game plan titled the June Federal Reserve Interest Rate Decision, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, our trading strategies, trade ideas for making money trading the June Federal Reserve Interest Rate Decision. We keep all of our weekly trading game plan notes, Google documents in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 as well as previous week's weekly trading game plans, and you can again find a direct link to this Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome, Gerald Fitz. Thank you for joining us in the chat today. Hope you're doing well. So first, we'll quickly go over our trade updates for this week. As you can see, we got stopped out of our latest long position in SIRI XM Radio. As we'll see, it kind of had a failed breakout. I moved our stop up to just above break even, got stopped out break even. Congratulations to any of our fellow BeachBum traders who made a profit on this scalp or swing trade on SIRI XM. And as you'll see, we'll look for another opportunity to buy back into SIRI cheaper this in the near future. Welcome to Ricky Kahn, Ellen Krantz, Walter Lyons, Sydney Osborne. Thank you all for joining us in the chat today. Hope you all are doing well. Just a quick reminder, and then we'll go look at the SIRI chart in our in Webull. But again, I don't ever recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of trades. But if you would like to get real-time alerts when we enter or exit a trade, you can get email notification and also access to several channels of alerts in our Discord by joining our Patreon. So again, as soon as I enter or exit a trade, try to post that out to our Patreon members. You'll get an email notification. Also, as I'll show you, we have several channels in our Discord available to our Patreon members. The first is a Thinkorswim price alerts, TOS price alerts channel. So I also have price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to the Thinkorswim TOS alerts channel. So you can see when SIRI hit our stop, hit a 52-week low, when FANGU recently broke out, and post those Thinkorswim price alerts. If I follow that up with a trade, then I will reply to that message in the Thinkorswim price alerts channel. If it's a trade not directly related to a Thinkorswim price alert, then I'll post that in the trade alerts channel, so you can see when we went long on ZSL, which is the short on silver. So again, I'll post those in the trade alerts channel. We also have a channel of real-time alerts that are generated by our automated systems, and post to that channel when stocks are moving up, breaking out near our price targets. So you can hear more about how that automated system works and how you can use those alerts for any of your trading, be it short-term day trading, swing trading, scalping, etc. Again, my humble opinion, these real-time alerts are very helpful in seeing sector rotations, as well as breakout trades, short-term scalping, day trades. So again, we can see when SDOW was breaking out, vastly, etc. So again, you can see when stocks are breaking out, moving up near our price targets, etc. Again, great for your short-term trading, and you can get access to that additional real-time alerts channel by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. So I hope that all helps. So if I quickly look at that trade on SIRI and Webull, so you can see we got in at 276 back when it was, basing back in May 28th, around 276. It attempted a breakout on 531. We'll see that breakout failed. And then on 6.3, I put a stop in pretty much at break even. So that breakout failed. It's since bled out significantly down to 252. I've been watching the level 2, trying to find the next level of good support. Again, so far it's just had several mild attempts at failed breakouts. You can also see it tends to peak in pre-market and then and move early during the day. So usually after those early day moves, it pretty much doesn't move a whole lot the rest of the day. So again, we'll be looking to find a next support level, next bottom on SIRI. Again, we've talked about SIRI. You'll see it in our watch list, and we have a video talking about why we like SIRI. And again, if I just quickly jump forward to that, you can see that link to the video for SIRI that we're adding back to our watch list and talking about the arbitrage position with Warren Buffett and Liberty Media, etc. So again, we'll be looking for a new entry point cheaper in SIRI to take advantage of that potential arbitrage opportunity. Welcome Easy Mike, Alan Krantz, Ricky Khan, anyone, Sydney Osborne, if I missed anyone. Thank you all for joining us in the chat today. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over our top swing trading stocks to watch, updates in my notes, and then we'll also look at our Google Sheet watch lists, Google Sheet with our watch lists and the charts in Webull. Morning, MD. Thank you for joining us in the chat today. Hope you're doing well as well. So here's our top swing trading stocks to watch list. So I'll go over the quick updates in our notes. And then again, we'll look at our watch list Google Sheet and in the charts in Webull of our remaining stocks and our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Firstly, I'm going to take EPV out of our watch list. Again, EPV is the short on the FTSE Europe index. Again, the long is EURL. If you look at EURL, you'll see it's got significant upside. Again, this is different from the Euro Stocks index. I also saw that EPV is pretty choppy. So again, I'm going to take EPV out of our watch list. Again, we heard the ECB cut rates already by a quarter percentage. So there's plenty of upside in the EURL, so it should melt up. Again, you can hear our discussion of the best ETFs to trade Europe via the link to that video. We've had FANGD on our watch list. FANGD, again, is the short on the FANG stocks. We've talked about why I prefer FANGD over some of the other shorts due to its less weighted on NVIDIA. Again, we've got the stock split on NVIDIA going into effect on Monday. Again, as I mentioned yesterday, I kind of expect some inflow into cash, some further upside in NVIDIA. We also have the WWDC, Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference starting on Monday. I expect them to talk a lot about AI, again, give a boost to the FANG stocks. So Again, I haven't been overly eager to jump into that short on FANGD, even though FANGU's making new 52-week highs. After that stock split inflow of cash in NVIDIA, and after we see the effect on Apple, there may be an opportunity if FANGU makes a new high to short the FANGs with FANGD as we see a fade in those stocks. So again, if you prefer BERZ as a way to short the FANG stocks, you can also hear our discussion and comparison of BERZ to FANGD as a way to short the FANG stocks in that video. I'm taking the shorts for gold and silver out of our watch list. Again, we've been long GDXD. I was probably a little early on my short on gold, but we've been long GDXD, short on gold for some time. We saw gold took a big dip on Friday with the hotter than expected employment numbers. So both silver and gold took a dip. So GDXD and CSL were up. Again, I expect further volatility, possibly a bounce, quick correction in gold and silver. So if you're a short-term trader, you might, if you can catch that bounce with GDXU, and then again, if it rolls back over with GDXD, with gold or silver, CSL is the short, AGQ is the long. There are several other shorts for gold, and you can hear their comparison in the link to that video. Talked about Sirius XM, SIRI, so we've added that back to our watch list, looking for a bottom in there. And again, I'm taking ZSL, the short on silver, out of our main watch list as we're already long ZSL, we're already short silver. And again, if you get a bounce, you can find or the leverage long on silver is AGQ. So then you could long that bounce, short that, and then short if it rolls back over. And again, we've got videos on the various ETFs you can use to long and short gold and silver via that link to the video in our notes. We'll quickly look at our Google sheet where we have our main watch list, our bullpen stocks, etc. And just a quick reminder, you can get access to this Google Sheet with our watch list by joining our Patreon. This gets automatically generated and updated at the end of each day. You can hear how you can use our Google Sheets to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch via the links to these videos in our notes. So here's our Google sheet with our watch list. Here's our top swing trading stocks to watch list. So again, the only ones I've got remaining right now are SIRI and FANGD, the short on the FANGs. Again, I would wait till after we see the effect of the NVIDIA split and after we see the effect of WWDC on Apple to jump into FANGD. But again, you can see the risk reward profiles, see the price targets, etc. Keep an eye on those in near real time via our watch list Google Sheet. Welcome, Logan Flips. Thank you for joining us. Ellen Krantz. Hope you all are doing well. And then also, if I happen to make an update to our watch list after that Google Sheet's been updated, then we also have a stocks watch list channel in our Discord and available to our Patreon members. So if I do make any further updates, I will post that to the Stocks Watch List channel in our Discord, again, which our Patreon members have access to. So you'll get real-time updates of what I've updated to our watch list. So you can see when I added SOXS to the bullpen, when I added Path to our shopping list, etc. So if I quickly jump over to Webull and look at those charts for our top swing trading stocks to watch list. So again, I've got FANGU. We're watching FANGU for the top. So we see it made a new high, 382.82 on Friday, and then retreated. Yes, that was Thursday, then retreated somewhat. But again, it's been in a pretty strong uptrend as we saw yesterday. Looks like it tested that resistance level, rejected. Again, I'd like to see the effects of the NVIDIA stock split and Apple's WWDC to see if it makes another new time high and then retreats from there. Again, Fang U is the long, Fang D is the short, so we watch Fang U for the entry point and then short Fangs with Fang D. Again, we looked at SIRI. So nextly, we'll look at our bullpen stocks. If you're new to our BeachBum trading community, the concept of bullpen stocks are ones that don't quite meet our criteria for our top swing trading stocks to watch list, but I've identified that they may in the near future. So we put them in the bullpen, revisit them periodically. If their setup improves, then we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. I'll quickly go over the updates to our bullpen stocks. And again, we'll look, we can see them in our watch list Google Sheet and also in their charts in Webull. So firstly, we've had CPSH in our bullpen for a little while. CPSH is a pretty low float electronics components company. We previously had CPSH in our watch list and probably traded it profitably in the past. You can hear our thesis on CPSH via the link to that video. I'm going to take Etsy out of our bullpen. They had a significant correction on earnings, and then it bounced back up. It's already kind of run up, broken out from that dip on earnings. I didn't catch that, but again, congratulations to any of our BeachBum traders who caught that quick dip in Etsy. Which would now be profitable if you caught that dip. I guess I just need to be quicker on those irrational reactions to earnings. We're adding MEXX to our bullpen. MEXX is the bull 3x leveraged on Mexico, on the Mexican market. We looked at MEXX in our ETFs Google Sheet yesterday. We also compared it to, I believe it's EWW. Which is the non-leveraged ETF on the Mexican market. We talked about the very negative reaction to their election, saw a bounce back, roll back over. We looked at, again, the charts yesterday, so again, you can see more of that, and we'll see it in Webull as well. But again, we're waiting for MEXX for the Mexican market to find a bottom, find some support. And then it looks like there's a nice potential long on a recovery to Mexico. We've previously reviewed and compared the various ETFs for trading Mexico, EWW, MEXX, and FLMX. So you can see that previous comparison via the link to that video in our notes. Again, we've talked about SOXS. SOXS is the short on semiconductors. SOXL is the long, and SOXL has been trending up. It didn't quite test the previous high again. Again, not one I'm overly eager to jump in front of until we see the total effect of the stock split in NVIDIA, also possibly some effects of Apple's announcements relative to their AI chips or plans for AI chips, etc. So we'll be watching to see if SOXL tests that previous high, and if so, then we could take a short in semiconductors via SOXS. Okay, so again, you can also watch our bullpen stocks in the bullpen sheet in our watch list Google Sheet. So again, we can watch these in near real time. You can see our price targets. Again, we can see significant downward movement in MEXX on Friday. We can see where the lows are in these, our price targets, etc. Whether they're optionable, whether they pay dividends, whether they're what their ex-dividend date is, all in the bullpen sheet in our Google Sheet. I look at those charts in Webull very quickly, and welcome Walter Lyons. Glad to see you in the chat as well. Hope you're doing well. So again, here's CPSH. It made a low at 162 previously, and just kind of hovering around this 170 area. So again, it's pretty low float choppy, so have to watch the level 2, see where that support level is going to be. Is breaking down below the pivot point, so kind of trending downward. So again, looking for a support level to get into CPSH. Again, MEXX we looked at yesterday, so we see that very negative drop on their election, bounce back, and then a roll over. So again, if we zoom out, see that big negative reaction, very negative red candle on Friday. So we want to see where it's going to find a bottom, again, as we looked at yesterday, and then possibly long Mexico with MEXX. Again, this is a leveraged ETF, so we definitely want to see it swing back up and trending back up if we're going to use the leveraged ETF. Again, SOXL, semiconductors. We see the previous highs about 56.94. Didn't quite make it up through the last run. Looks like it's trending upward again. So if it does test that 56.94 area, then again we'd be looking for a short. Semiconductors does seem to reject, and then we get a decent profit. If we follow that trend back down, then it bounces back up. So again, short-term traders, SOXL, SOXS, a nice pair you can trade profitably. Same way with FANG-U, FANG-D. Welcome, Douglas PC. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll talk about our shopping list stocks, which we can also look at in our Google Sheet now. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they still have a number of bonus offers. If you open and fund an account with 25K or more, you can get 75 free fractional shares of stock worth up to, I think, $3,000. If you fund it with less than 25K, you get 20 free fractional shares of stock. They're also currently offering a 1.25% cash bonus for transfers of investments to Webull, and they're offering a 3.5% match on transfers or contributions to an IRA. So if you're not already using Webull, you can see we use Webull for our market analysis, our due diligence, the majority of our trading. And if you'd use our affiliate link in the description box below, you can take advantage of all their current promotional offers and get your free fractional shares of stock, and also help support our BeachBum trading community, all of which we greatly appreciate. So back to our shopping list stocks. Again, we always recommend you have a list of shopping list stocks, or the ones that you want to buy on any kind of irrational reaction to earnings, corrections in the market. Again, we might get a reaction to the Fed interest rate, the June Fed interest rate decision on Wednesday. So again, have your shopping list ready. Again, none of our content should be considered financial advice. We're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and entertainment purposes only. But again, in general, we recommend staying away from zombie companies, zombie stocks. You can hear what that all means via the links to our videos and our notes. Again, we expect the Fed to dial back on their rate cuts. We looked at that yesterday, so again, you can see the probabilities of rate cuts going forward in our video from yesterday. But again, I expect Powell and the dot plot to show a dial back in rate cuts, which would be negative for sectors like real estate, utilities, small caps again, and very negative for anybody with high debt, as they're not going to get alleviation of those high interest rates anytime soon. So it may definitely negatively impact money losing companies, again, biotechs, any money losing small caps, the Russell, etc. So be aware of that going into that Fed interest rate decision. Again, you can see our shopping list stocks in the shop list tab of our watch list Google sheet. You can see we're still long APLY, probably hold on to that one through into the WWDC. If it gets a pop and becomes profitable, I may put a stop in underneath our purchase price and maybe get out of APLY on any pop there. We've had several months of dividends. We can also see that and the other yield maxes and our dividend payers in a minute. Got some uranium stocks come down a little bit. Got JEP, JEPQ we watch. Some of the real estate ones to keep an eye on. Again, we just talked about the dialing back the rate cuts may negatively impact the real estates, as they had a negative reaction to the pop in bond yields on Friday. So we see, land came down. Realty income came down. LTC. So again, we'll watch some of the REITs we like on that interest rate decision. Again, we're kind of keeping an eye on Path. That's one we added on their irrational reaction to their earnings, also their change in CEO. But again, I think Path will be in the penalty box for, up to a quarter as they come up with their new plan, the return of their founder as CEO. Another ETF we like that actually did bounce on Friday, Stag. So keep an eye on the real estate guys. Saw oil's coming down. If oil does happen to come down to 70, then we'd probably buy a block of USOI, monthly dividend payer on oil. Watch MSB for steel. So again, you can keep an eye on our shopping list stocks. Again, MP Materials, rare earths came down a bit. So we'll see if we get a correction in the markets, get an opportunity to pick up any of our shopping list stocks, especially around the Fed decision. Okay, next we're going to look at some dividend payers. Again, in addition to our swing trading stocks, we can also generate income with dividend payers, and we have a Google sheet that we use and you can use to generate your schedule of dividend payers, being a monthly, quarterly, etc. that meets whatever criteria and income schedule, risk reward profile that you would like. And you can get access to our dividend payers Google sheet also by joining our Patreon. So again, we have a whole series of videos on how you can use our dividend payers Google sheet, etc., and how you can create your own income stream using dividend payers via the links to those videos in our notes and also on our BeachBum trading channel. So if anyone in the chat has a particular dividend payer that you want to look at, you can throw those tickers up in the chat. Got a couple of additions I want to quickly go over. Let me grab a drink and we'll look at our additions to our dividend payers and cover any additional dividend payers that you all want to look at in the chat. Welcome, LinkedIn. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So a couple additions to the ad sheet in our dividend payers that I want to look at. The first one is BRT. Gerald Fitz mentioned BRT in last week's live chat. Said BRT is looking good, a real estate play. Insiders buying, they're buying up apartment blocks and such. So I added BRT at the bottom of our ad sheet. So if we go down, actually I'll do a find. I probably sorted it. No, it looks like I lost it. Okay. Oh, never mind. So on the ad sheet, we go to BRT. So BRT Apartment Corp. You can see it pays a 25-cent quarterly dividend. So it's got a nominal yield of about 6%. See, it's performed somewhat negatively, negative 4.7%. See, 52-week risk reward about 1.4. Longer term, it's got a nice risk reward profile. See, it's up quite a bit right now. So it's kind of in the middle of its range 15 to 20. If we look at the FinBiz profile, again, you can access FinBiz profiles for these dividend payers quickly via the links in the notes. So look at BRT Apartments. So it's a residential REIT. Again, we can kind of see it's right in the middle of its 52-week range, hugging that long-term support level or long-term moving average. Looks like, the lower support levels trending up. So again, pays 25-cent or so quarterly dividend. It's got a pretty high PE. It's got pretty high debt. A lot of the REITs do have high debt. It is optionable. They do make money. Not a huge float. Look at their definition: ownership, operation, joint ventures, multifamily. So they've made money. Looks like they had a big drop from a couple years ago. EPS has dropped some. We look quarterly. So they're this year, underperforming, losing more money. Now this might be due to the higher mortgage rates, higher interest rates. So recently they've been losing money, so that's a little negative. I think Gerald Pitts pointed out the insider buys, although we can see in May now we've got a couple insider sells. So again, maybe that's turned around a little bit. We zoom out a little bit. It's been kind of oscillating around the 17-ish area, trending downward lately, but relatively high. So recent bottom about 15 or so, got a high in the high 25s or so. 25.67. So again, right now risk rewards, not super great. It's kind of in the middle of its range. If it does have a negative reaction again on the Fed interest rate decision or so, if we can get it down, significantly cheaper, then it would improve both the yield and the risk reward profile. So again, the net yield's only 1%, adjusted yield 16. So again, we'd want to pick up some of that price appreciation. Nominal yield's only 6%. So again, thank you for sharing that with us, Gerald. Real estate play, apartment buildings. Again, I like the general thesis. I think, with the unaffordability of new homes, you're going to have millennials, etc., having to live in apartments, and the REITs, particularly when cuts actually come, the apartment REITs might do pretty well. So again, love to hear any further information you have on BRT, if anybody's traded it in the past, how it's performed, etc. Please let us know in the comments or in our Discord, etc. What do you think of BRT? that's one we should add to our main Dividend Payers Google Sheet. And I hope that helps. Gerald said he hadn't seen those cells, looking for a swing, falling wedge. Yeah. And again, that's there's some price appreciation opportunity, and you can collect the 6% dividend while you wait for it to swing back up. Just it looks like it's they've been losing some money, so might short-term swing, scalp, etc. And then unless we get a major correction, then that would give us more potential price appreciation. The other one I'm adding to our ad sheet is PBT, Permian Basis Royalty Trust. So look at the risk reward profile of PBT. So it pays a very small monthly dividend, 2-cent monthly dividend. So not really something all that attractive for dividend, but it's got significant potential recovery. It's performed very poorly this year, negative 52%. So you see it's got plenty of price appreciation, better than a double, 2.3, currently about a 2.5. It's, relatively close to the bottom. We'll look at the charts in FinViz. I'll just copy this over. So Permian Basis Royalty Trust, oil and gas midstream, so a little different from some of the other ones we've looked at, like CRT. So you can see it only pays a very small dividend monthly, 8 cents, 2 cents, 4 cents, etc. This one probably popped up as I was looking at the multiple bottoms on the main page of FinViz, so I popped this one up. Looks like it might be potentially attractive. It is showing this multiple bottom. So decent size float, not a lot of discrepancy. It's showing no debt, 5.4%. It is optionable. We zoom out a little bit. So right now it's at 11 or so, got upside to 28. Does look like it's trending down below the moving average. Does look like it's got some support around 11-ish. So again, had a big swing the past couple years, trending down now. Looks like again maybe some support around 11. So again, this might be attractive. Got some decent price appreciation up to 28 or so. So if we look at their definition, so they hold royalty interests, so not directly of oil and gas. They have royalty interests in oil and gas properties, net overriding royalty interest in Sand Hills. So they've got a number of properties. So again, they make money based on those properties. So I like the thesis. Again, it's performed poorly. It's all in Texas, looks like, others in Texas. So again, they're making money based on the property, not, just directly from oil and gas, although I'm sure that it impacts the decline in oil price, impacted their price. So again, a new dividend payer on kind of a different theme than oil and gas. Got, decent price appreciation, very low monthly dividend. So again, we'd want to, catch it near a bottom around 11 and swing that back up. So we'll be keeping an eye, see if that reaches that support level, swings back up, and then that might be a nice swing trade and collect the small monthly dividend in the meantime. So again, let me know what you all think of PBT, Permian Basin Royalty Trust, if anyone's collected dividends from them before, swing trade, PBT before, what you think of that. Again, put it in the comments and or in our Discord. So let me grab a drink and we'll talk about option strategies. If I missed anybody's ticker, we can look at other dividend payers. Just let me grab a drink a sec and we'll spin through there and then we'll talk about option strategies. Okay, again, if I missed your dividend payer you want to look at in the chat, please throw those back up. I'll try to keep an eye out. Otherwise, I'll just kind of spin through some very quickly that that popped up as being interesting. Also, I want to talk about the yield maxes. So the yield maxes like APLY, NBDY, etc. All went ex-dividend on the 6th. So they're now ex-dividend for this month. So if you want to get dividends, you're not already in those, then you just missed that. Again, you can find the schedule for the yield max dividend payers in the reference sheet in our dividend payers Google sheet. So again, we could see when their ex-dividend dates are. So the next ex-dividend date will be the 5th, right after July 4th. So they just went ex-dividend. So you would expect a negative correction based on the recent ex-dividend date. And although Apple APLY did bounce back slightly right after that ex-dividend, it did drop based on the dividend and then bounce back nicely. So again, we're currently long APLY. I'll probably again hold that into the WWDC, see if it peaks up above our purchase price, and then probably get a stop in underneath that and scalp that off at that time. So some others, I saw Easy Mike talking about, T-bills as good dividend payers. So we did see prices drop in T-bills in general across treasuries, across the curve. Yields pop back up. So some of these T-bill related dividend payers became more attractive. So if that's a strategy you like, you can find a number of different bond ETFs in our Google sheet for different durations, etc. So like Bill, etc. We've looked at, I've been watching this FDP, which is Fresh Del Monte. So it might be interesting. You can see it's performed pretty poorly. Got a net yield -7, got some price appreciation. If it comes down some, again, not a whole lot of price appreciation. So again, not overly eager, only 25-cent quarterly dividend. But that did pop up maybe as a potential swing trade if it comes down some more. Hershey's popping up now again, declined some. IEF and IEI, if you're looking for relatively stable, although the risk reward profiles on those is relatively balanced. Again, we're looking for another opportunity to enter land. We've took profit on our previous position in land, has come down a bit. Again, this is one we would be looking at picking up if we get a negative reaction in real estate and the REITs due to the interest rate decision. Same thing with LTC. We were watching Mosaic. Mosaic had popped up a little bit. Looks like it's coming back down. So again, not a whole lot of dividend yield, but again, a potential swing trade in Mosaic if it comes down. So again, our dividend payers Google Sheets, another good way you can identify potential swing trades along with the potential dividend payment. OARC is the dividend yield max on ARK-K, but again, we want to see ARK-K bottom to go along OARC. I think Easy Mike mentioned he was in SAR again. So you can see, again, in asset management, so you can see the risk reward and dividend payment information on SAR. SIRI, we talked about, it does pay a small dividend, but again, we're in that for a swing trade. Keep looking for news as to why Tate's declined. Still haven't found the news, so keeping an eye on that one, looking for support. Might be a potential swing trade there. Treasuries. Talked about Vail. Someone brought up Vail a couple weeks ago. So you can see the dividend information and the risk reward profile on Vail. It's come down some near support. So again, potential swing trade, not a whole lot of price appreciation, but if you like that for a swing trade and a small, it's got a 7% yield, so small quarterly dividend, that might not be a bad swing trade plus dividend. Okay. Easy Mike says SAR goes ex-dividend on the 13th. So if you're interested in that, again, you want to get in before the 13th. So again, you can, in our Google Sheet, you can see the ex-dividend dates and the payment dates. So again, if you're trying to build your schedule of when to get in stocks, when to rotate capital, when you're going to get paid, etc., you can use our Dividend Payers Google Sheet to put together your schedule. Okay, additionally, in addition to using dividend payers to generate income, we also use several option strategies. Firstly is covered calls. So we sell covered calls against our positions when they're going up, buy them back when they're coming down. We also have a Google Sheet you can use to do what-if analysis on your covered call strategies. And you can get access, 24/7 access to that by joining our Patreon. And again, we've got a video on how you can use that Google Sheet to do what-if analysis on your covered calls strategies. And we also use puts, so we sell puts when stocks are going down, buy them back when they're going back up. If we happen to get a sign, then we use the wheel strategy to generate further income. And you can see our criteria for selling puts. We also have a whole series of videos on how you can use our Puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify opportunities to sell and then buy back puts, titled Option Strategies for Beginners with Examples. And we also have a whole series of videos in our options playlist on other topics related to making money trading options. So if I look at our Puts ROIC Google Sheet, again, we've got a couple sheets, our main watch list, and then also our research tab. There isn't a whole lot on our main watch list that's showing with a 5% or better ROIC, which again, if I'm making 5% just with my idle cash in Fidelity or Weevil, then, why take the risk? But if it's better than that, then there might be a reason to take a risk on selling a puts. Again, you can also use this to short-term scalping puts as well. So one that I wanted to point out in our research tab that's starting to become interesting is Albemarle. We see Albemarle's kind of come down, sitting at about 115 right now. The premium on that put has gone up to as high as 1050, which gives it a 6% return, which is starting to get attractive. I looked at the charts for that put, and the recent high on that put was about 1770, which at 1770, that's a 12% ROIC. So that's one I'm going to be watching and very possibly will be selling a cash secured put against Albemarle. I just want to see it, where it's going to peak out, if it's going to make that 1770 price, which still isn't quite the 52-week high. But again, that one's now over 5%, so it's appearing attractive for selling a put. Might, right now that put is the January 2025. So I had to push the duration out to get an attractive premium. But again, it could possibly, I think the low on that recent low was about 6. So I could get, $10 or so, about $1,000 per put by selling that put if I sell it at 17 and buy it back at 6 or so. So some others are starting to perk up a little bit. Intel at 25. Again, you can see they're not quite the 5%. That market guy, Matt, still pretty low. Pay.com. I'm not real hip on that. The thesis behind that. But again, if you wanted to scalp some puts on that to make some money, just again, I think there's more downside risk on that pay.com. I like this YOU, but again, right now it's still not all that attractive from an ROIC at its current level. You can also find, if I've identified another high or the 52-week high and what the ROIC would be at those levels, I'll plug that into the sell price column so I can keep track of those. So again, if you'd like to do research on puts, add it to our automated systems, add it to our Google Sheets, just let us know. Just tell me the ticker, the strike price, where price is, and the expiration dates, and we can plug that into our automated systems, plug it into our Google Sheet. Again, our automated systems collect the options data each day and then update our puts ROIC Google Sheet at the end of each day. So again, if you're interested in seeing additional puts and research, just let us know what you would like to look at. Okay, I've got a few minutes. If anyone in the chat has any other tickers you want to look at, any other stocks, see people talking about Carvana, we can look at that briefly. And if you have anything else you want to look at, throw those up in the chat, or any topics you want to discuss, trade ideas, etc. Let me grab a quick drink and we can talk about anything further for a few minutes that you all want to talk about. Okay, Alan Krebs wants to talk about Disney, and then we can also talk about Carvana quickly. As you can see, Disney we have in our shopping list. That's one we recently swung trade profitably once it was below 100. So if it breaks down below 100 again, I'd be interested in Disney. If we look at the chart, it popped up a little bit. Also, Nelson Peltz, who was doing that activist campaign against Disney, I guess he sold his entire position. So, yeah, we can see, recently that's the longer term chart, the monthly chart. It dipped down to 80, bounced up to about 120. We've got long term moving average resistance at that, 123-ish area. It's trending back down. So we'll see if it continues to trend back down towards that, below 100. Again, I'd start to get real interested, see it's slowly filling that gap. So it gapped up on, earnings. They announced a dividend, etc. And it hit the upper trend line, rejected, back down on their latest earnings. So again, it looks like it's, trending back down, probably fill that gap. Got, moving average support a little under 100. So again, if it gets below 100, then I'd start to get real interested. We've also sold puts on Disney several times in the past profitably. So I've got a couple puts, got the June and the January 25 put. So I'd be happy to sell, puts at 80. If the premium on those gets attractive, if I get assigned, I'm happy with that because again, I might buy shares under 100, or I'd be happy to sell the puts under at 80 or so. So I hope that helps, Alan. So if you're looking to short Disney, that's not too bad right now. It's trending down. Look to gap fill, maybe cover. Once it fills that gap, once it hits that longer term moving average. Again, I don't short individual stocks. I sell puts as a strategy for essentially shorting individual stocks. And MD's pointing out the monthly. So yeah, the 80s, pretty good, strong support. Looks again like it's trending down on the monthly. So definitely a downtrend, and we saw that gap to fill on Disney. So again, I'd be happy to pick up some Disney under 100 for just a long-term hold, long-term swing, or I'd be happy to sell puts and collect premium. Carvana, people mentioned. Might have to remind me let's see what the ticker is for Carvana. CVNA. So again, in general, I don't really like, they have a super high debt. I don't really like the general thesis of their business, but it's done quite well, popped significantly on earnings. I think they did some share offerings. So yeah, we've got a significant discrepancy in their float and outstanding, so watch out for further offerings. They've also got super high debt. I know they were at risk of bankruptcy at one point. So it's run up quite a bit. Again, I would be careful if you're in profit, protect your profits. Again, it was hyped, so very high in the past. Looks like, it bounced off that moving average, trending down. Again, had that big pop on their positive earnings, trended down, didn't quite reach that moving average, bounced back up. So it's got several gaps to fill. So again, if you're long Carvana, I would definitely protect your profits, get a stop in there. If you're trying to short it, again, it's had these strong gap ups. I guess it's somewhat of a meme stock. So again, just be careful with that one. Not one. I don't like their thesis. Don't like their high debt. Don't like the potential offerings. I would expect them to do more offerings, try to bring their debt back down. They had solvency issues, etc. Pretty high PE. Again, I don't really like their business model. So if they got rid of the vending machines, got rid of all the real estate, just did online direct to consumer, I would be much happier with that business model. So again, I hope that all helps. Again, let me know what you think. If you like Carvana, if so, why do you think they'll survive, etc. So put it in the notes or in the comments in the Discord, etc. So I hope that all helps. We'll wrap it up for today. Again, I'd also love to hear your recommendations for improvement, or how we can improve our weekly trading game plans, any of our Google Sheets, our automated systems, our videos, our community, etc. What can we do to continue to improve, to continue to help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, and add more value for all of our fellow BeachBum traders. So again, put in the comments of any of our videos and our Discord, etc. What can we do to help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, and add value for all of our fellow BeachBum traders? Otherwise, we hope to see you in our Discord. Again, our Discord's free to join. We have numerous channels on different trading styles, different asset classes, so we can continue these discussions 24/7 in our Discord. And you can find links to free invite to our Discord in the description box below, also in the link section to our homepage, beachbumtrading.com. Also, you can contact us via any of our other social media sites. You can find links to all those in the links section of our homepage as well. So, again, plenty of ways we can continue these conversations. Again, if you want us to look at a stock or discuss a topic in a future live stream, please let us know via one of those channels. So, again, thank you all for joining us in live chat today and watching after the fact. And we hope you have a great trading week. And we hope to see you back again next week for next week's weekly trading game plan. So good luck and have a great trading week.